housing ad from 1955. Just saw this on Facebook right now, and I just looked at it, and it's like I caught a case of nostalgia when I wasn't even there. I wasn't alive. And the funny part is, I don't know how many people get it. Monthly payments, $47.92. And I still don't have it. I'm not talking about adjusted for inflation. That'd be even worse. Like 70 years, I could time travel. I'd be broke. But and also I just noticed that the 47.92. Look at the price things. I mean, okay. First of all, I'm just focusing on right now. What really got me attracted is the word carport, and I'm starting to think, it's a driveway. It gotta be like airport carport. You know, like I made a video about I uploaded about my boss buying this ex-boss buying this house, and like it was something like that on the side, like it was just a walkway. So I was thinking, like, what is it, a garage? And I said, well, probably gonna be a driveway. At least that's why people don't use the word carport anymore. That's from 55. I mean, this etymology and stuff, that was probably the original word for it. And then we park on the driveway, we drive on the parkway. Ha ha. But it is something with that. And also the 47.92. Right now it would be like what, 47.99. Why is that? It's just so random. 47.92. Are you really gonna get 92 cents? Is that how it was? Like, it's just something very odd how everything is today. And the reason why I call it nostalgia, when I wasn't even there, I wasn't alive. It's just that, like, I think a lot of things were pure. And people attribute that to, oh, because you wanted me to raise racism. Some idiots probably say that. I'm not even going there, but it's like the wordplay and even the 92 part. You wouldn't see that today. Unless like some random person put that. But it's like would you see 48.01 today? It's always that 47.99. Like, what is it with the 99 cents? You know, I like to read up about that. How in the United States of America everything's like that right now. But the word carport, screened porch. Well, you have a porch, and I guess you have some screen over there, protect you from mosquitoes. One bath, two bedrooms, 70 total price 74.50. It'd probably be. I mean, we could get to the economics part. What was the average medium uh, uh, household income back then versus now versus the price. I mean, people talk about. I always like the 50's just because of the style and doo-wop. The do music doo-wop and the rock and roll stuff. It was just the coolest. It was just like so mellow, so chill, so relaxing. But you know, less pollution in the air, right? Not too much plastic. Probably a lot of Coca-Cola bottles with real cane sugar, including some, cocoa leaves there. I could care less. Caffeine is not all that bad unless you know how to control it. I mean, obviously you're not gonna drink a 12 pack of Coca-Cola, right? Especially not with fructose corn syrup, but things were just a lot more pure, weren't they? You know, and actually, honestly, it looks like what you got palm trees there. So what, some place in California? Well, that's not too far from nuclear bombs going off, so that would be kind of creepy. But other than that, we don't have too many nuclear bombs going off as of lately. So there is nuclear fear, but at least nuclear bombs didn't go off in the United States in about, I don't know, 20, 30 years, right? But I don't want to say so you take my life or something because I'm scared of you, you know. Oh, and by the way, yeah, the people that threw more nuclear bombs in the United States and they killed their own citizens more than they killed, Japanese or Japanese people. At least that's what I read. With cancer, radiation, who knows if it spread all over New Mexico and Arizona, and I'm really gonna believe that you only got 300,000 people that died as as part of the results of the radiation. Who knows? Maybe it could have been a lot more. You know. But it would have been in 1955 would have tried to stop the nuclear bombs. I don't know. Maybe no one would have listened. Maybe no one would have known. Maybe no one was aware what radiation poisoning is when you have nuclear bomb going off in the desert, but you don't have the common sense to think about. Well, it's pretty, but what happens when the air just shifts all that stuff? You know, it's like would have been on a planet with a bunch of dumb idiots as well, probably, right? But I'm not gonna let that consume me. It's the word carport. It's just so cool. I just it got my attention. You know, and, it's a dirty history. It's just a disgusting history, and but uh, I just think that's awesome, man. Some probably see it that way. I'm not gonna buy it. So, why this and that. I don't like to yeah, the average maybe drive by. I wonder if that house is still there. How it looks and stuff, but it just looks like it's a chill environment, and it's let me see, uh 55, oh, 50, my math in my head, 50, 65, 67 years old. Not even 7 years old. Imagine you have that position, not because it's worth a lot of money, but it's just, it's a memorabilia to me. Or it's a collector's item because there's just so much history in there. I just thought it was cool, and based on 1950s economy, I wonder if that would have been the equivalent of today's cost. Yeah, I mean, based on their economy, and there's a lot of factors in there. I mean, obviously, I just thought it was funny. I still don't got the 47.92 today, man. But yeah, but a lot more money, versus in your pocket versus $47.2, right? But I keep asking myself how some people live in such beautiful homes, and this may be why. People bought homes back then when they were dirt cheap and paid them off. Then added extensions to make the home bigger. Now it's all for property owners buying up land to create apartments for rent at the same price or more that you'd pay for a mortgage. Wait. Property owners buying up land to create apartments for rent at the same price or more that you pay for more. Pretty much, yeah. You know, the thing about a mortgage is like I guess you stay in there, this and that. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying I'm a free bird or something, but if you got the money for an apartment, you just pack up and leave. You know. But yeah, that is kind of true. I don't want to say slumlords, but condominiums. Oh, you can lease a condo. Lease a condo. You have to sign a lease, like a year, 2 year contract. It's like and a lot of these condos aren't all that great. Especially here, like a couple blocks away from me. They don't even look that nice on the outside. Especially little things in the windows like bars or something. It just looks creepy. The average salary was 4,500 a year. Wow. Making payments only 13% of one's salary. Today, average salary is roughly 45,000, and the average mortgage payment is 1,500. Making payments 40% of one's salary. Well, let me discuss. Let's say like the place where I'm living. Let's say $7 to $800. That's what I looked at. All right, let's say $800. $800, times 12 months. That's $9,600. Let's say 10 grand. The last job I was making like 35. So I mean, I don't know. I was making like 35 grand a year. After taxes, I think it was less. Let's say 30 grand, right? So it's a third, 30%, 32%. So that's pretty close. Yeah, a third of my salary would go to just living expenses as far as roof over my head. So versus 13%. Yeah, that's roughly 20 to 25% hike. That's a quarter hike. On expenses, just living expenses. I mean, what about food? What about transportation, everything else? Yeah, cost of living, has gone up, right? Yeah, it is, that is true, but and I mean, it's I mean, obviously you have inflation, right? But wages don't really go up. I mean, what's minimum wage today? Like in New Jersey is $10. Today's minimum wage in New Jersey is like around $10, right? In 1997, which is like what, 25 years ago, it was $5.15. So 20, almost 30 years, the minimum wage per hour went up like $5. Not the whole $5. It's like $5. I mean that's pretty low. What about other people? How much money they're making? I mean the percentage of of payments you got to pay into expenses. Uh, the reason why it's so high, I mean, people just aren't making that much money. Inflation goes up. I mean, money, inflation goes up, but earnings just stay the same or go down, or don't get high progress at a higher level than everything else is increasing. I mean, someone just really just holds on to that, right? You know, unless you daydream of like making a G a week. All right, bro, that's cool. That's probably what you should be making, except maybe a little bit more. I mean, imagine 2001, 2000, people just like, yeah, I want to make a grand a year. I mean, a grand, that was probably 1920, but, a grand a week. Even today, people are like, yeah, I want to make a grand a week. That's like two decades later, man. Now, how many people actually, make, I mean, you look at statistics in America. There's people like, I think years ago, like 50% or around roughly 50% of people in the United States make like 30 grand a year or less. That's fucking disturbing. How do you get by? How else you get by? What else you get into? Yeah, it's pretty shocking and sad. And even if you make like last job, I was making 70, like after tax was like $500 something a week. Let's say I make $700, $800. You pay for stuff and money just goes. You know, and you always chase that money, money, money. Were things a lot easier back then? And that Accord probably. I could imagine if I don't know if the people thought they were lucky, but 13% of one's salary, I'm pretty sure you just weren't that financially frustrated, to a certain degree compared to today. On that Accord, yeah, I like to live there as well, but just because we have technology, it doesn't impress me. And I'm not going to get into it. A lot of people just don't respect the technology. They don't even know how to use it as well. But, cars were surely nicer then. The body of the cars, and you probably, you could actually work on the car yourself instead of getting ripped off by a mechanic and catching an attitude. Well, you really just, press buttons and, they didn't even show you what kind of oil percentage, like SAE with 10 to 30, what kind of oil they put in your car, they just don't even talk to you about that, just give you an attitude and they hate you for it. I mean, they're probably like that as well? I don't know, maybe. But you know what, at least I could, probably just work on myself instead of having somebody hook anything up to my computer and press buttons and take computer chips out. That one, yeah, that's another thing why I would like to live in the 50's. And don't get it twisted about race, okay? Don't make it about you, because chances if you're talking about race, you're racist and you're attributing a lot of bullshit to other people because you don't have any brains, and or either that or you manipulate people so they don't know about that. That's creepy and disturbing. That's a fucking snake in the grass. Stay there.